Welcome back, everybody. It's nice to have you along. You're watching Gab Rugby TV. As you know, we caught the highlights in the match between Rocklands and Motte Wanderers. On the show with me, Jerome Parvata, rugby legend, and Faisal, you thought I was talking about you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're also a rugby legend. You played for a couple of clubs.
Yes, a few clubs.
Are you going to say who? Are we allowed to ask who?
I don't have qualm. I think I belong to most clubs and accountable to most clubs. So yeah, but I played.
But I met you first when you were playing at Primrose.
Primrose is first off. Yeah.
In fact, you gave me a Primrose golf shirt.
Yes, that's correct. Primrose, Northerns, Tigerberg.
True club rugby. No. And Jerome, you how many clubs did you play for?
Well, why didn't Faisal go to Bellville?
Okay, obviously
time ran out.
We just go without saying you played for Bellville. All right, folks. Let's take a look at the second half now. The Motte Wanderers at Rocklands. Right, folks, so you wanted to know the final score. It went pretty close. 21-15 win then for Rocklands over Motte Wanderers. Jerome, but it's early days, and as you said, the important thing now is to get match fit, get some running practice in. Too early to read anything into the score?
No, it's too early, and I think it was a good result because the effort that both teams put in. Yeah. But yeah, it is early, so the more they play, the better they will become, and the more the coaches will see. And now it's not about winning, so score doesn't count now.
Yeah. Faisal, do you think that it's a question of Rocklands had home ground advantage?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of, like Jerome says, I think the one key thing is just having to be out on the park and getting game time and that there. I think that's more important than anything else. I think the 2nd of April, when the season kicks off, that is when it tells in terms of, the league and the points and that there. But for now, we're just building and we just want to get more match fit.
Is that it now? Second, I know we're going to take a look at some of the friendlies and some of the fixture results as well a little bit later, but is that it? Confirmed 2nd of April?
Yes, 2nd of April, kick-off, first couple of matches. Obviously, it's Easter weekend on the 16th. There's a number of challenges.
Yeah.
The fast also starts early and that there. So a number of the clubs have requested off during that period. But other than that, we're sort of rearing to go. 2nd of April kick-off. Yeah, it's confirmed.
Fixtures, though, not officially released yet.
There's 1 or 2 tweaks in terms of what we need to do. I think from our side, the 12th of April is basically the cutoff for movement. So I think after the 12th, we basically determine the amount of teams we have, that's going to be entered in. And I think also from a club perspective, it gives them a better understanding in terms of what players they have. So there's less than 2 weeks to go, and then basically the next 2 weeks is, sort of match planning, preparation for the season on the 2nd.
Well, it's great news. We're speaking all the right stuff. Folks, let's catch up with Rocklands coach Ryan Krause and Rocklands captain Ryan Hartnick.
Most definitely, we are totally excited. The numbers are not so positive here by us. We have full numbers, but we're on rotation, and that's also part of the COVID. The guys are working, guys got new jobs and all of that stuff, but it is a challenge that we are working on. Today's game wasn't that bad. It was our first game. Our opponents had their 3rd game, and it was a bit rusty. We have a couple of new players who came in, struggling a bit with some of the patterns. But yes, that's the challenge, and that's why we have pre-season, to prepare and to iron out all these little niggles. Sport plays a very important role in the community, and we've seen with COVID how the clubs have struggled with numbers, and they are not getting the community activities involved. Today, we had a huge crowd, and it was beautiful, it was great, and it's now something again there for the community, and it will help to boost and uplift the community.
No rugby for 2 years is kind of tough on the guys. We try to keep going by our own little, jogs to the beach and all that kind of thing. But it was tough. But the guys kept together as far as we could, because lucky we got a WhatsApp and social media to just warn the guys to call together, maybe on a public place or in the gym as well. Gym contracts help a lot for our team. That's why it's a big shout out to those public places that can keep us going. The fit is not there, but it was for our first game good enough, I feel. We've been out for a long time, the past 2 years. And so we are looking forward to the coming season. We're looking. That's why this is that zeal and that excitement that it's like we're coming. Like when you come from high school into a club environment, you're very excited. You're not knowing what is next. So that's that excitement that's with the guys, and we missed it. So that's why the guys are very excited to be on the field. So.
Always good to hear from captains and coaches, and we're looking forward now to see where Rocklands and Lamotte go next. Folks, as you know, Iceberg Aircon and Compressors is on board with Cape Rugby TV. They ran a special last week whereby viewers could win R1,500 worth of Iceberg air conditioning refurbishment service, at least. And of course, at this time of year, it is always, in fact, that time of year where you need to consider your car's air conditioner. Jerome, do you use air conditioner in your car?
Yo, JP, I went to George over the weekend, and if I didn't have aircon in my car, because when I reached Robertson, it was almost 40 degrees when I got out of the car.
You're supposed to, I didn't know this until we found out more about Iceberg Aircon, who's of course in Montague Gardens in Stickland, is that you're supposed to have your aircon serviced on a regular basis. You're supposed to have it regassed, they look at the sealant, they look at the pressure testing. I think it's something that you need to think about.
I'll definitely do that. So I can just go there and say JP sent me.
You can absolutely go there and say you've been watching Cape Rugby TV and you found out about Iceberg air conditioners and compressors. Faisal, you seem to be wanting to jump in.
No, I want to jump in because I think I'm in need of that aircon testing. I normally do mine on the side of the road. My car's 18 years old.
No, you need to go.
Yeah, and I think also on the aircon side, that's the one thing I don't binge on. As long as the car's got aircon, I'm happy. Everything else is fine. Yeah, can go.
Iceberg aircon and compressors, and so if you guys have got compressors, you can take that to Iceberg as well. Right, folks, Iceberg aircons and compressors are of course in Montague Gardens and in Stickland, and yes, they will 100% take a look at your car's air conditioning requirements. We'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, it's time for us to take a look at what's happening with women's rugby. We've got Faisal Felton with us. Tell us a little bit about the preparations that the DHL Western Province Rugby Women's side is currently busy with.